Good morning. Today, Monday, March 29th, begins a very special week for Christians. These 5 days, ending on Friday with Good Friday services and activities, are called Holy Week. During this time, we engage in many different religious activities, looking forward, of course, to the celebration of Easter on Sunday. I've titled this devotional Doing Holy Week because I want to make some suggestions of the way that we do these 5 days. Some persons will fast during this time. Many will have special prayer times centered around Jesus' activities during the week, like Maundy Thursday and the celebration of the Lord's Supper. There will likely be reenactments of the carrying of the cross on Friday, a signal event of the week, of course, and Jesus' journey to Golgotha and the crucifixion. Some may select a certain book to read that tells in detail Holy Week happenings. Many will choose biblical passages to read, study, and meditate on during these times. Each group, each church, each family, and each person remembering this very special last week of Jesus' life. I encourage each of us to center our focus on Holy Week. But I want to offer another way of observing Holy Week. Let's consider doing Holy Week, not thinking or praying or meditating as much as doing, engaging in some activity. There may be some things that you have been putting off in doing in your life for one reason or another. Some things, very probably, in the area of relationships and caring. I have some questions I want to ask each of us that may recall some things that you have intended to do and have procrastinated about for some time. To make this a holy week for you and for me, consider these questions as things that you can do to move you closer to God and to Jesus Christ and to help you feel better about yourself when you do them. To relate to Jesus during this week, recall with me his anguish in the Garden of Gethsemane. His prayer, which he wrestled with, was, "Father, let this cup pass from me, yet not what I will, but what thou wilt." Here are some questions for you to consider, and they concern doing. What are you or have you been putting off doing that you really need to do? What have you been putting off deciding that you really need to decide? What have you been putting off changing that you've been considering for quite some time and have yet to begin? What have you been putting off talking about and you need to communicate with someone about them? Who are you putting off talking to that you really do need to communicate with? Who are you putting off seeing that you really feel that you do need to see and communicate with? Who do you need to be forgiven by that you really need to talk to and have not yet done it? What things in your life have you done which you have yet to forgive yourself for doing? Are you thinking about doing something that might get you in trouble later on in life and about which you might be very sorrowful and grieve? Are you doing anything in your heart that you feel and believe that is wrong. You're engaging something and you don't feel good about it, but you haven't stopped it yet. Do you fantasize doing something that would harm or damage anyone? Do you find yourself thinking about doing something that would break a commitment that you have made? I want you to remember that you may not be successful in reaching out and caring in your attempts at forgiving and reconciliation, but we are not responsible for being successful in our loving and our caring. Jesus wasn't totally. He was received by some, but he was rejected by others. We are responsible for reaching out in love. Love was Jesus' commitment to us, and it is our commitment to him in following Jesus. Love offers and invites. Love has ways of doing that are only within the qualification and parameters of love. Love does not force, and love does not demand. Have faith in Christ's way. Do Holy Week this year, and may you do it and be blessed by God for your doing.